Baseball fans everywhere are mourning the loss of Hall of Famer Hank Aaron. He died Friday at the age of 86. The former home run king was the hero on the field as well as off. He used his fame and stature to fight for racial justice and created a charitable foundation to offer scholarships to those in need. In the process, Aaron led many athletes to take active roles in their own communities. To talk more about racial inequities in sports and their impact on social justice, I want to bring in Antjuan Seawright. He's a CBS News political contributor, and he just wrote a new BET article, Baseball Hall of Famer Hank Aaron, Unapologetically Black Before It Was Cool. Antjuan, great to see you again. So obviously, Hank Aaron had a phenomenal baseball career. He also had a huge impact off the field. What part of his legacy stands out to you?
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for this conversation. Look, our thoughts and prayers are with the family and the village that Hank Aaron was able to touch throughout his life. And only in America could a young black boy who grew up in the rural South in the era of Jim Crow, with the KKK frequently marching down his streets where he lived, sometimes to the point where he had to hide in his home, wanted to pursue a career as a pilot. His father ended up telling him that there were no black pilots. He then pivoted to baseball. His father responded saying there are no baseball players, but Hank Aaron did not let that trip him up. I've heard stories of where he could not get tickets to baseball games. He would climb the tree to look over from the tree to see people playing baseball. And when you hear people talk about America being the land of possibility and the American experiment, just know the America is made up of experiences, particularly the black experiences of folks like Hank Aaron. And I'm just so thankful he passed his way. Ilana, I think about the number of curveballs that were thrown at him on the field. You can only help but to think about the number of fastballs and curveballs that were thrown at him off the field, where he had to get security detail when he became closer to passing the famous record we all know him for. His daughter having to have security detail, keeping record of every single letter that included threats when he became closer and closer to breaking that record. And I think sometimes people forget that wasn't too long ago. There are still people in this country who were part of that part of history who knew about that, and some participated in it, and their children and grandchildren know about it. And so Hank Aaron's life is a prime example. It's not how you start out, it's essentially how you end up.
Black athletes have been social justice figures in America for a long time. Even before Colin Kaepernick kneeled during the national anthem, there was Tommie Smith and John Carlos raising a fist at the 1968 Summer Olympics. Why have these actions sparked such emotion, such political debate, Antjuan?
You know, Hank Aaron comes from the era of the Wilma Rudolphs, the Muhammad Alis, and so many transformational figures of their day who used their platform as athletes to make the cause and the need for social justice to be a real conversation in this country. Unfortunately, there was a break between social justice and we went from social skilling I would say it that way, meaning we went from social justice athletes to those who, no disrespect to them, but wanted to give away resources to neighborhood kids and hospital visits and so forth. Now we're still seeing the plate shift again, and we're moving back towards social justice. So when you hear people tell LeBron, shut up and dribble, when you hear people tell my friend Coach Don Staley, shut up and coach, or your players should not be sitting down for the national anthem, those are some of the same experiences that we heard during the days of Ali and Wilma Rudolph and even Hank Aaron. And that's why, as a black person, we understand those experiences and what those were able to do before us has paved way and made headway for people like LeBron and others to do what they do. And every single time they made something happen, truth be told, we've made progress in this country. And so this idea of confining the black athletes to just their performances on the field or on whatever stage to utilize their God-given talent has never worked. It never will work. And sadly, we have to get to a place now, past this place we are now, same place we were during the era of Hank Aaron's day.
You know, we have seen many athletes supporting social justice issues. LeBron, as you mentioned, has the Family Foundation. Magic Johnson has a very active foundation as well. And it makes sense. To whom much is given, much is required. And that's part of the reason why Black athletes have been able to have a platform to speak about social inequities and try and push for change. Do you think, Antjuan, we are closer to the days where you and I both know the history of sports and in desegregating sports, and part of that happened just because these Black athletes were so exceptional at their craft that they were able to break through, and so people were able to watch them regardless of their color, at a time when America had even greater racist burdens that we were trying to overcome. Do you think we're close to a day where we will have that same opportunity provided to the best Black doctors, the best Black business people, the best Black artists in every field, and that they're able to make this social change and call for that social change, because as a nation we recognize that the best people should always be in those top jobs. Is that what you're seeing now, Antjuan?
Well, what I can hope and pray is that people would not be disciplined or disliked or hated for using their platform to make a difference in the world. You look at every Black athlete who's used their platform to raise issues and concerns about things that's impacting our community. Transformationally, it has made a difference. Think about what happened when the women of the WNBA decided to do what they did. Think about the work the NFL has done post taking a strong position against the Kaepernick kneeling. Think about the work of the NBA and LeBron and Chris Paul and so many others. Think about NASCAR removing the Confederate flag. I think about all these major sports, and not just sports, but entertainment and so forth. I think about all these people using their platform to raise issues that otherwise that would set in a corner and generations would be punished. We should not apologize for the platform we've been given with the talent we've been given to use it. Nor should we let people who do not care about making progress define what using our platform should be about. And that's why I'm so thankful that the world is starting to see this in a different way. That's why the people who were complaining about Kaepernick taking a kneel, they now understand when they see some of the police brutality and Black men and women dying at the hands of law enforcement. They see what it really means, and does not mean that we were anti the American flag or anti-American. It just means we were trying to make a difference and showing that a difference can be made when people raise the issues and raise the concerns that many of us face every single day of the week. And it should not take all of that to get to a place that we all want, and that's a better America.
A remarkable legacy that Hank Aaron leaves behind and that we all continue to build upon. Antjuan, thank you.
Thank you.